Tyler McGee here, coming to you from Orange County National. Wanted to talk a little bit about rotation in the backswing and be a bit more specific on where the arms are and how the neck is rotating and how we can see some correlation in those two things. So this was a player that I helped the other day. And it's actually, there's a couple players that I'm helping right now that have this pattern. So in the first move, what they tend to do is over-rotate their chest really quickly, making their hand path a little bit too deep. And then what you'll see from here to the top is they'll actually start reaching their neck the opposite direction to help them control that rotation. Because at some point, you got to start your downswing. And if you let your head go too much with that much rotation, you'd be sort of facing back too much, right? And then you'd lose the view of the golf ball. So what these players are trying to do is, as they start back, they're trying to reach this arm across without letting this shoulder rotate too quickly. So it's going to look more like this, with the hands getting just slightly more in front of their chest. And then as they finish, they can let their head rotate slightly more away from the target versus using it to keep them in place. So if you're someone that finds themselves over-rotating a lot early and then trying to manage that, and you usually see when they do that, they'll start leaning too much to the target at the top of the backswing, versus if I can do a better job here, get the reach, hands more in front, let my head rotate, I got nice stretch, and then as I start coming down, I don't have to lean this way as hard in transition. So I think that one's a good one, just to manage the backswing rotations. Usually if it's pretty good on the way back, it makes the downswing a lot easier, because the downswing is a lot quicker than the backswing. So sometimes it makes sense to start there and then start your transition once you feel like you got that backswing locked in.